follow what Simon said. Yes, corporate America does not really have great numbers for us. It doesn't really seem like there's much progress, but there is a little bit of hope. There is a little bit that has been going on. And here's some of those positives. So right now, this is in general, not just women in technology, but in general, there are more women that are getting degrees nowadays than men. So that's a huge, huge improvement. Not only that, but more women are asking for promotions and actually negotiating their salaries, which is also a huge improvement. We all want to advance. There's evidence that shows that we all want to advance, and also we want to stay in the workforce, not just get maternity leave and leave and never come back, but actually stay in here. But with that, yes, there are those negatives that Simon already touched on. I'll just go over them a little bit. A lot of women in the workforce right now do feel like their gender limits their opportunities. We also feel that our workplace is not really fair for us. We don't get those opportunities that we think we deserve. And especially being an only, that gets a little bit worse being an only. We do experience more microaggressions in the workplace. And lastly, we just have fewer interactions with senior leaders. So I'm sure, I hope not, but I'm sure you have had some of these experiences. I'm sure you've been a victim of these microaggressions, unfortunately. And then, we just have to learn to move on, right? For example, I sit in an office of 12 individuals. Now, ITW is a large company, but in my little division, there's 12 individuals in the sales department. And out of those 12, 84% are male, and the remaining 16 are female. So if you didn't do 16% of 12, that's 2. So that's including myself. That's myself and another woman. And so that's just one other person that I have to relate to. That's one other person that I can, or that I feel free to communicate with, and that I have more stuff in common. And that's usually the theme among corporate America, everywhere that we go. But she also is in upper management, so there's a little bit of a gap there, but I do feel fortunate that I at least have her. And along with all these unfortunate situations, research does show that being an only, like I said, is a little bit worse. So we always feel under pressure to perform. We always feel on guard, and we feel left out. So not really fair for us. So, just want to touch on what Simon mentioned. We do have that. ITW has great ERG, or employee resource groups, one of them being the IWIN, ITW Women's Network. And it's a great way, it's a large group that gets together, has a bunch of events where we can all go to. And the main objective is pretty much to attract, retain, and develop these women, and make sure that they stay at ITW and that we grow together. And it's a great resource, and I cannot tell you the many times that I have heard many men in my division tell me, well, where's the men's club? Or, when do I get to take a day off work and go learn about how to behave? And it's like, no, you are the reason why we have this group, because of those comments. Unfortunately, twice as much, this research shows that twice as much we women in technology specifically go through these unpleasant situations, and we may hear these unpleasant comments in passing that we may dwell on. So that's what I wanted to touch on. So some key takeaways. There is a little bit of progress, like I said. In 2018, the McKinsey report showed that 76% of companies that participated in the survey actually had a plan of action to improve diversity and inclusion. But guess what? Only 13% of them actually took the next step. So not a lot. So while yes, there is talk that we want to improve equality and all that, there really isn't much progress going on. So what is it that we can do in the meantime in our workplaces to kind of survive as the only? So here are my key takeaways, or my points, my tips. So first, focus on the similarities. You will stand out. You are the only. We are the, what did you say, the cutest, the hottest, the smartest, the tallest, the best, right? Yes, we will stand out. That's who we are, right? But I would say to ease the experience, you may want to focus on other stuff outside of work. There's life outside of work. There's travel destinations, food, what you do on the weekends, sports, and I would say try to find that commonality with your other coworkers so that you can improve your experience. Not everything has to be work-related, try to have those conversations so that we can find that common platform with other coworkers. Speak up and be a champion of diversity. So first point I have there is be your own advocate. This is huge, and I think somebody before me was talking, yes, advocacy, right? We have to advocate for ourselves, and not only ourselves, but other women. And I think that brings me to my second point. You cannot forget who comes after you. We have to make sure, I believe we are responsible for paving the way and making sure that we provide a better and easier experience for the next women that come after us, so to make sure they have an easier experience. I heard this saying at another conference I was at. You need to make sure you send the elevator down to make sure every woman gets on and gets to the top. So I thought that was really great. And lastly, stick together and share experiences. I am very fortunate to have this other woman in my division. Her name is Julia. She always advocates for me, even when I don't notice. When I first stepped into my position, sales and engineering manager, of course, all men working with me, an email was sent out, a meeting invitation, and the meeting invite said, oh, we need to provide some updates, and I'm gonna make up some names here. Mr. Ross Geller, can you please update us on items X, Y? Mr. Chandler Bing, can you please, tell us about this project you're working on? And then, Mr. Joey Tribbiani, please bring this to our attention. Jackie, please tell us about X, Y, and Z. And I went about my day and I said, okay, fine, whatever, I got this meeting, I gotta put something together. And Julia runs to my desk and she goes, I'm fixing it. And I'm like, what are you fixing? And she's like, don't worry, I gotta fix it. I'm like, okay, whatever you do. So then, of course, she's upper management, so she can really fix anything. She's an influencer, and I appreciate that. So I get an email later, a correction, and she sends out an email to the person that had requested the meeting saying, so-and-so, Rachel Green, can you please fix the email, make sure that we have consistency and clarity, and change Jackie to Miss Jungbluth? And I said, oh, okay. And she came back, and Julia said, it's the little things. It's very minor, it's very minute that they're not calling you Miss Jungbluth or Miss Jackie, spelling out your entire name. But it makes a difference. This is how we start, actually, establishing that respect and making sure that we have equality. That's how we pave the way, right, for other women. And lastly, the last tip I have for you is be proud of your differences and be proud of being that only. I myself, I was born in South America. I think I bring a lot of, Latin rhythm, to the workplace. I bring very spicy, tasty food to our workplace. I'm sure you can bring a lot of contrast and color and great stuff to the blandness of your coworkers or your workplace. So I encourage you to be proud. I hope I'm not offending anybody. But I encourage you to be proud of being an only, be proud of those differences, bring them to work, and be proud of yourself, your authentic self, and your valued self. That's it.